Big weekend behind us at Sha-Tin. We head back to Happy Valley on a Wednesday night for an 8-race programme. It was a super day on the weekend with the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup. Very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joined in the studio by our form analyst Paul Lally and race caller Brett Davis as well, Brett. And we'll come back to Sha-Tin in a moment, but good card. Looking forward to Wednesday night. Yeah,
C course for the rail, Andrew. Back to the Valley. There's only a handful of Happy Valley meetings left for the current season, and we've had quite a lot of precipitation over the last 2 to 3 days, expected as well on Wednesday prior to the meeting, so we may be working off a good yielding track. That is the current rating at this stage. Yeah,
we've got the downgrade on Sunday, Paul, as well. Good to have you back as well, Paul. What have you got for us?
Yeah, thanks very much.
I've got the band's back together.
300,000 for the triple trio. There's a little jackpot there. So, yeah, look, as you mentioned, there's a good card there. Interesting to see how True Grit went, because he was an enormous run last time. See if he can back that up. Good run from him.
Yeah, John Size.
The trainers champion.
Putting out plenty of his runners, obviously more than normal, I would have thought.
Certainly is, yes. The trainers champion is well and truly alive, as we'll touch on now as we look back on the weekend's action with our racing review and Ed Sadler.
It was a dominant day at the races on Sunday for Zac Purton. The Australian proved why he is the reigning champion jockey in Hong Kong, riding 6 winners on the program, including the final Group 1 of the season, the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup on Exultant.
Exultant's got a fight on his hand. He starts to edge clear from Pakistan Star. Dark Dream and Rise High. The Vase, the Gold Cup, and now the Champions and Chater.
He was all heart today, yeah, as he touched on, and as I said earlier, he pulled in the run today, which he hasn't done for quite some time now, and he was going up to 600, but his big heart just continued to carry him to the finish line. It was a good, tough, strong effort from a horse that hasn't let us down all season. He's been great all season, so it's a credit to the horse and Tony.
It was Exultant's 3rd Group 1 win for the season, and a performance that should help him clinch the award for Champion Stayer. Plus, it was also Tony Cruz's 6th Champions and Chater Cup success as a trainer. While there was talk pre-race that Exultant could head to Japan next month for the Takarazuka Kinnan, those plans have been shelved, with the Dubai Shima Classic in March now the preferred international option. Earlier on in the day, Purton landed the other feature on the card, guiding David Hall's Little Giant to a well-deserved triumph in the Group 3 Sha-Tin Vase.
Little Giant full of beauty, Dragon General with a burst late, Little Giant clear in the Sha-Tin Vase, and it's Little Giant to win.
Pretty relieved that he could get the job done today. It was a bit of a testing sort of race with the big weight, but you know, he's put up 2 terrific performances at the Group 1 level, 3rd and a 4th, so to be able to get that win, and as you said, he had a lot of troubles last year, so it's great to see.
Paul will now aim Little Giant at the Hong Kong Sprint in December, the race that he finished 4th in last year. Sunday's meeting also shaped up as an important day in the ongoing battle for this season's trainer's title. John Moore celebrated a 4-timer, highlighted by the victories of Rising Stars, Athero and Thanks Forever. But it was reigning champion John Size who had the last laugh, saddling up 3 wins on his own, including his 1200th win in Hong Kong, thanks to He's the One for Us taking out the final race on the card. Size now has a 7-win advantage over Moore in the trainers race, with 13 meetings left in the 2018-2019 season.
Yeah, it's a great finish, that final event, but Zac with 6, Joe with 4, and James McDonald chipped in with 1 as well.
Yeah, it was a massive day for both Zac, Joe, and obviously John Moore and John Size as well, so plenty of highlights from Sunday afternoon.
Exultant stays where he was, Little Giant a couple of pounds. Thanks Forever, beating Voyage Warrior, got 13, and Athero, new entry, at 75.
Yeah, it comes into the ratings at 75.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I think Pakistan Star came in in the 70s.
Good bar as well.
Yeah.
Just below that.
Am I imagining things, or did I read somewhere that Zac said this might be the best horse he's ever ridden?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't hear it myself, so I can't comment on that.
I'm sure I read it somewhere, but it was a good win.
It was a good win, absolutely. Right, there was plenty of them on the day, but it was Zac Purton's afternoon with 6 winners plus the 2 features. We'll see if he can find you some more here with our horses to follow. Now, you weren't actually working officially on Sunday, Paul, but unofficially you were.
Always working, always working. Look, I like this horse.
No rest for the wicked, Andrew.
Exactly. I like this horse Real Busy. Now, he came from France. He had a couple of runs over 1,000 metres and 1,100. He did win over 11 in France. Now, it was good to yielding track. I know you guys had a lot of rain up here when I was away, but he hit the line really nicely. I think he's going to be a dirt runner, this one. He's by Kodiak out of a Red Club's mare, so he's really well bred for the dirt. So keep an eye on him if he gets onto that surface. I like the way he finished off here over 1,000. If he gets a fast run, 1,200 on the dirt, I think he could be the one.
And that was thanks for ever being Voyage Warrior. The bubble sort of burst a little bit there, didn't it?
It did, yeah. The track was a little bit wet, though. Might have been the same for a few others too. But I'm going to go for a horse that had 15 months off, came back, had his first up run. He was fair, but he made quite an impression, I thought, second up. Such a happiness when we saw him race in the earlier days of his career. He looked quite progressive, and I thought, all considered, this was a fairly good effort. Second up for 15 months. You can see how far back he was, how much ground he's making, and I just wonder whether they're timing his reappearance towards the more cushioner tracks or the softer tracks towards the end of the season. We're already getting them, and I think with all the injuries that he's had, they may be of benefit to him, the softer tracks. So keep your eye on him. All
right, OK. Final event for me, race number 11 the day. It was a cracking finish between He's the One for Us returning and Fast Most Furious, but Gold Chest. So this is first up out of the Derby, so down in trip back to the 1,400 metres. He'd won over 1,400 metres in the UK on the July course at Newmarket. He's won over the mile as well, and his best efforts so far have been over that trip here as well. Good second to time to celebrate over the 1,600 metres. So if they can get him back up to the mile, I reckon we might grab a win before the end of the season's out. But this was a fantastic finish to what had been a fantastic day.
Yeah, I remember committing and then thinking, backing out of it. As it turned out, yes, the horse on the inside got the money. I spoke to both, Zach after the race. He and Joe both thought the outside had won, but that's racing.
It was, yeah, good finish, really good. And, of course, it was appropriate that those two fought out the finish, wasn't it, after the day?
10 winners between them on that Sunday.
Incredible.
All right, moving on to Wednesday night's programme, though, now. And Humble Steed is replaced by Lightning Steed. Zach Purton will ride him. Didn't have a ride in the first, and Zach Purton and Whistler replaced Tower Successor as well. Zach didn't have a ride in the second race. Now he has a full book. Those are the scratchings out of our 76th meeting of the season. 8 races were on the C course at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. We kick things off with a Class 4. 1,200 metres is the trip here, headed by Star Luck, who tries Happy Valley, tries the turf on race conditions for the first time in actual fact. Prince Harmony back into Class 4 company. Excel Delight second up was beat 1 on debut. There's money for him though. Bandy, change of headgear here. Blinkers go on for him. Bullish Brother, course and distance winner in March, will roll forward. And Star Superior goes back up in class after finishing third on the all-weather last time out behind Exponents.
Bullish Brother probably has the most pace early. Prince Harmony in the days of old for Prince Harmony, would be probably leading. What will they do with Starluck? I presume from 9 they'll roll forward and try and look to be handy. Maboob, Flying Godspell's won a recent trial leading all the way. We know he's a pace influence generally, and Old Wonderful Journey doesn't lack any speed either, so it should set up a fairly solid tempo. Excel Delight might have to work hard to get where that picture had him.
All Best Friends has performed well in this grade before. He's won in it from his 5 starts. He moves nicely enough here. Vincent Ho doing all the lead-up work on him, and he'll be riding him on race day as well. So he looks good going in. Excel Delight, now he's had that 1 run, so he'll strip fitter with natural improvement from that. His track work has been pretty good since. Barrier 12 is just a question mark, but as Brett said in the speed map, he's got a bit of gate speed, so probably go forward from that. And Bandy, I thought he's on the improve this horse. Interesting they're putting blinkers on for the first time and stepping him up from 1,000 to 1,200 metres. And he's dropped 10 pounds coming into the race as well. So Grant Van Niekerk doing a nice piece down the back straight with him.
He's a much shorter price than he was on his last start as well, as we'll see in a moment. Let's start off, though, with Wonderful Journey and All Best Friends. Now, Wonderful Journey, a 3-time course and distance winner. But you've got to go back in the history books to find them.
You do. He's a bit of an old-timer now, isn't he? A 7-year-old, start 41 for him. I think he's quite capable of potentially picking up another race in this grade. The other one that we were focusing on there, got your question marks over him in this type of race, which is All Best Friends. But as Paul's highlighted, his track work's good and he is very well rated. So he's a bit of a dangerous one, particularly if there's rain around.
Yeah, I like Wonderful Journey, though, coming out of this. He's drawn 2 and he's Last one was a 76. He's now rated 56.
Are you looking at making a case for all best friends here or not?
No, I didn't in the end. I didn't put him in. I'd like to see him go around one more time, but he is getting down in the weights, and barrier 6, he should go right. I'd just like to see him drop down a little bit more.
All right, Bullish Brother will probably find himself in a similar sort of spot, out in front and rolling. He's been very consistent since that win, but that was in Class 5.
It was, yes, but I thought the horse that beat him here maybe is in a different league to the opposition here, and the gap back to third was quite sizable. So if he gets on the speed, C course, and it's wet, he's going to take a lot of catching for me.
Yeah, I've got him in. I think he's been running well recently, and look, he's a winner 4 starts ago, and he's backed up with some pretty consistent runs.
All right, Starluck, the next one we're going to have a look at. His form reads 10th, 1st, 10th, all on the all-weather. He's had a little spin round Happy Valley, though. Yeah,
look, and you can see there was a bit of rain on this morning as well. They're just kicking up a little bit. But it was a nice trial here. The horse and Classic Unicorn that won this race, he went nicely, this trial, I should say, and there wasn't much between them. So it looks like he can run on the surface, no problems.
Yeah, he's obviously a horse that won well 2 starts ago, definitely.
That Classic Unicorn's in this weekend as well. He's having his first start. Excel Delight, we're having a look at him at the trials too.
Yeah, he's come on from his debut run. He did run towards the back of the track. That was at Sha Tin over 1,000. He now steps up here to 1,200 by Exceed and Excel this one. Barrier 12 was just a little thing that put me off, but the trial was good enough.
He's had a lot of them too. And there's no reason as to why he hasn't raced since late November. It's just been giving him a bit of adjustment time by the looks of it. There's no veterinary issues at all. Yeah, with John Sires and Joe Moreira teaming up under the current situation, you'd want to probably pay him some respect.
He was well found on debut at 4.1. Bullish Brother favourite though, Paul?
Got him in for 3rd. I'm going to put Wonderful Journey on top just with the ratings. 1 of 76, now 56. Barrier 2. Starluck on the surface for the first time. Bullish Brother and Bandy should be at a big price. He's not at the moment. I think he'll drift out. Blinkers on for the first time, 3rd up. 3197.
I'll go Bullish Brother to find the front and be hard to run down. Horse number 9 from 3 Wonderful Journey, 5 Excel Delight and 1 Starluck, 9351.
All right, yeah, Bullish Brother I think I'll give a big sight, but Starluck, I really like that trial and getting onto the turf. Don't think it will inconvenience him at all in the open. All right, that's race number 1. Our feature race, the Sauterne Cup, comes up as race number 5. Quick break for us though, back right after this.